All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. We are back. Let me click that button, and that way we can. Good. We are good to go. Cool. Oh, hope y'all are having a great week so far. I am super excited about tonight. Tonight has been something that I've really kind of been building towards. So when we first started, I was basically just doing this to get information out there. I wasn't really wanting to, or trying to put anything in place as far as one building on each other. And honestly, it just kind of happened the way that it did. So starting with budgeting, week one or day one, we started with budgeting, and then we went into saving, how to save for a down payment, how to focus, saving while focusing on your goals, all of that good stuff. And then we went into debt. Not went into We went into talking about debt and the good, the bad, the ugly, paying off bad debt, utilizing good debt, the differences between the two, really just, you know, taking a solid look, an objective look at debt and what it's all about, and what to stay away from, what to utilize more in order to help us reach our goals. Because at the end of the day, isn't that really the whole the whole reason why we're um after money is to reach our goals? I mean, if we're just if we're just working to make $100, let's say $100 a day, and it's at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we've got $100. Now what? Um, it doesn't really drive us, right? It doesn't drive us as much as um, as if we're saying, okay, in order to buy a car, I need to make $100 a day. So that kind of changes the perspective a little bit. So let me share this. I just want to do that real quick. So I was having this conversation or a similar conversation to someone earlier today, and we were talking about um someone when someone wins the lottery, and it's like, okay, if you it's kind of hard to imagine because it's kind of hard to imagine not having to work for money or not having to get out of bed for money, because most of us, that's how we're programmed. That's what we were taught to do when we get a job, when we go into a career. Um, and only recently in human history has that needle started to turn a little bit from you go to school to get a job to make money to reach your goals, to you go to school to have a career focused on what your interests are. And it's nice, to have a career that aligns with your interests. But I mean, how many people can relate when we were growing up and they used to say, don't grow up and be a musician, or don't go to school for painting or to become an artist. Like, don't be a dancer whenever you grow up, because they never make any money. And we've seen that broken time and time again, but it's just one of those things that's moving that needle. And we're becoming more of a society. Hopefully, we are becoming more of a society where we can start to fully grasp what a day would be like that is not driven by money. You wake up and it's like, okay, I have $50 till Friday. You get in the car and the gas tank is on empty. you go to Starbucks and you're like, oh crap, that's $10. I was only expecting it to be 6. You get to work and you're like, oh, I forgot my lunch at home. Now I'm going to have to spend money at lunch. And then, you get in the car to come back home and you're like, oh crap, I don't have anything for dinner. I've got to go. So you end up spending money on drive-through, or I've got to go get milk, or I've got to pick up Tide Pods, or I've got to, whatever it is. And it's always driven by money, no matter if it's unconscious or conscious, it's always driven by money. But what happens if you wake up one day and you don't have to worry about that? You don't have to worry about money. And furthermore, what happens if you're still, 45 or 50 or 55 and you're not 80 years old, and it doesn't matter if you're worried about money or not because you can't get out of bed, right? I know I'm digressing a lot, but just food for thought. What would you do if you didn't have to worry about money? What would you do if your day was not dictated by having to go to a job in order to get funds, in order to pay for your lifestyle? What would you do? What would be your purpose? What would you get out of bed for? Truly. Food for thought. Anyway, so we went through all of that. And then the last thing that we went through was credit restoration. So tonight, I want to peel back the onion, so to speak, and talk about the rest of our protection plan. Credit restoration is what you see on the outside. It's, not the fanciest tool or service or anything in the world, but guess what, man, those results, they really bang. And, when you start seeing those results, it's like, it makes it a lot more worth it. But who do we know that needs a will and trust? How many people do we know that don't know what their net worth is? How many people do we know in the last 18 months that has had their identity stolen? Who do we know that has ever been traveling? This is a big one, and had their passport stolen, or they lost their wallet, or their credit card information got stolen, or their bank account got drained? How many people do we know that right now, within 3 minutes of looking, couldn't find the deed to their home or couldn't find their insurance policy paperwork? How many people do we know that, they don't know what their credit score is, good, bad, or ugly? Doesn't matter, because they wouldn't know where to begin. How many people do we know that don't have a proper, effective, functional budget? All of those pieces, all of those problems, this protection plan has a solution for it. And I want to show it to you right now. Can I show it to you? I would really like to show it to you. So I'm not going to go into I'm not going to log in tonight, because we would go down a whole rabbit hole. I could literally be here for the next 2 hours showing you everything. But what I am going to show you is I'm going to show you how to get to the protection plan. In case you know of someone, I want you to know how to be able to share this information with them. And I don't care if you go through me or someone else or just on your own. I'm going to put the information wherever you are watching this from, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I'm going to put this information in the caption or in the comments, one or the other. And I want to share this with you so that you will have it to share with others. Okay. So without further ado, let me present my screen. And please, if you're watching this, please ask questions. Please let me know, give me feedback. Let me know what your opinions are, because I would really like to know. And this, let's see, there we go. Cool. All right. So those of you who are watching this on the replay, you may have to reach out to get more information, and to get the actual visuals. I'm sharing my screen right now. So if you're not watching this, if you're watching this on another device or at a later time, you may or may not see these. So definitely reach out if you want more information. But with that being said, this is the protection plan. The UCES protection plan is the protection plan that I talk about all the time. UCES stands for United Credit Education Services. It is backed and supported by the YFL Foundation, the Youth Financial Literacy Foundation. So if you have kids in grade school, you can teach them financial literacy through this program. There are also programs nationwide that we are continuously raising money to sponsor to get this into grade schools. It's a specific portion of this protection plan that they bring into the grade schools and teach separately, but it's the same information. It may just go in a little bit more in depth, but it's the same information that you're going to get here and that your kids will be able to get if their school sponsors the YFL Foundation program. Okay. So as you can see, there's a lot within this. You can, if you go to, and again, I'll put the URL in the comments, but basically on this website, you can see there's overview videos that talk about the different parts, but I'm going to go in through each of them together, so that you have an accurate, holistic picture of what all is included in this. Okay. So right off the bat, one of the very first things that I get is, Jordan, how long has this program been around? Because I've never heard of it. None of my friends have ever heard of it. And it kind of sounds either a little bit too good to be true, or it kind of sounds like a scam. And my first thing is that I tell them is, guess what? We have been around, this program has been around for over 20 years. This says over 17 years, but we hit our 20th anniversary. UCES hit its 20th anniversary in February. How awesome is that? So it's even more crazy that it's been flying under the radar. But the thing is, they don't pay for exorbitant commercials. They don't do billboards. They don't put ads in magazines. They don't, do streaming ads or anything like that. It's up to folks like me to help spread the word about this protection plan. It is up to folks like me to help educate the masses on what this plan can do. And it's up to me to help guide you and help you get the absolute most out of a protection plan like this. So, when I say that I've been through this myself, someone guided me through this. I didn't just wake up one day and find it and be like, oh, this looks cool. I think I can make some money off of it. No, I had no intention of ever pitching or selling or, convincing anybody of anything related to this. This was brought to me. This landed in my lap. And it took, you can hear my story. It's online, but you can hear my story. But it took me almost 8 months. You can ask my mentor. It took me almost 8 months to sign up myself. And I wish that it would have only taken 8 minutes, because the value that I got and the value that I still receive today, the value that you're going to see by the time we get done, you're going to be like, yeah, you're an idiot, Jordan. you're off your rocker. It took you 8 months. The hell were you doing? So let's dive in. Let's keep going. So here's what it is. Okay. It's a monthly membership to a bundle of financial services. You get access to credit building tools and services to support your financial journey. This is not a Band-Aid. This is not credit repair as you may have seen it in other locations where, you pay an exorbitant amount, $1,500, $2,000, and, before you know it, they say come back and you'll have a shiny new credit score. That does nobody any favors, because now you don't know what they did to fix it. You don't know if it's going to fall apart in 30 days. And you sure as heck don't know what you did in order to help, in order to get it to that point in the first place. We take care of all of that. Okay. So within this financial membership, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to go under here because it gives a little bit more detail. Within this protection plan, these are all the services that you get. Okay. So I'm going to jump around a little bit, but for good reason. So our flagship product, like I said, credit restoration. This is provided by UCES, by United Credit Education Services. We have a team. They have a team, because I don't work for them. I'm an affiliate. I'm a consultant, if you will. They have a team of attorneys that write dispute letters on any and all negative items, as it states that they are legally able to do, legally allowed to do under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We talked about that in the last video. Okay. They dispute all inaccurate, obsolete, or erroneous items. Now, like I said in the last video, we're not looking to say, hey, is this your debt? We're looking to say, hey, has the creditor or has the collection agency done this and processed this account correctly? If they haven't, and they have to prove to us that they did, they have to throw it out. Gone. Removed. I don't know what that is. There it goes. Okay. So this is going to help you get the negative stuff out of the way, clean off all of the crap while we're doing these three right here, while we're focusing on your credit builder. So you're going to learn about credit and how it affects your life, what you need credit for. You're going to be able to understand how your score is calculated. I gave a little bit of a talk about that last time, about the 5 factors, about different areas and what affects your credit score. And then you also have resources to get and maintain a good credit score. So you know exactly what you're doing and if it affects your score or not, and by how much. Okay. The second one is a credit attorney. So like I said, we use the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, in addition to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, to stop harassment from collectors. I don't do that. I don't make the phone calls. Our attorneys do. Our attorneys make those phone calls on your behalf. They also help to dispute credit reporting errors. If the collection agencies will not remove something for whatever reason, or if the creditors are being dishonest or not forthright with the status or the accurate picture of what an account is, they will go to bat for you. They will go to court for you. And it's available in all 50 states and territories. Puerto Rico, Alaska, Hawaii, all 50 states. Done. In the bag. Okay? And then the final part is credit monitoring. Again, also provided by UCES. I forgot to mention credit attorneys. That is provided by UWE, United Wealth Education. It's another sector of this company, but it is specifically designed to help you with those harder areas of your credit that need a little bit of extra civil persuasion, if we want to call it that. And then, so getting back to credit monitoring is going to protect and monitor your score just like all the rest. Okay. So, if you have Credit Karma or Credit Sesame or, one of those others, I highly recommend you utilize this because this is fully integrated in with your protection plan and with your credit restoration service. So every 60 days, they're going to run a soft pull on this credit monitoring tool, and they're going to pull a report of any updates that are showing that have made changes or made updates affected your credit reports, and they're going to make notes of those changes. So then if you need another set of dispute letters sent out, it's not going to have those changes. It's going to have those changes on it to where you're not repeating yourself and we're not just spinning your wheels. So we won't risk something being put back on that had already been removed, right? So moving along, debt payoff. Let me go back up here real quick. Debt payoff and budgeting go hand in hand. Hand in hand. Okay. So as it says, budgeting, obviously we had a whole video on that. Understanding your spending, giving a purpose to every dollar that comes in, and knowing exactly what's happening whenever it leaves your wallet or bank account. And then building a plan to save and tracking your progress. That's all built in right into this protection plan. Same with debt payoff. We use a debt payoff tool provided by UCES, and it builds an actual, think of like the amortization schedule that you got when if you bought a home or you bought a car or some kind of installment loan, you would have gotten an amortization schedule. Same concept. It's a plan to pay down debt using your existing income. So we're not sitting here going, oh, you have $50,000 in debt. Okay, you need to, figure out a way to make, $2,000 extra dollars a month. No, we're going to work with what you have, and we're going to minimize the amount of interest, and it's going to minimize the timeline in which you can pay it back. Trust me, I've seen it work. It's worked with my own mortgage. I am on the fast track to getting that sucker paid off quick, and it is pretty amazing. And then identity monitoring, again, this is provided by UWE. We've actually sponsored with a company called ReliaShield, and it protects yourself from identity theft. It monitors your financial transactions on and offline. So if you do online banking, it'll monitor anything that looks out of the ordinary, and it'll protect your social media pages from hackers. How many people have had their Facebook cloned or hacked or taken over in just like the past few weeks? Boom. You need that. Oh, and did I mention that if you have any damages, if you've incurred any out-of-pocket expenses, if you've had to pay anything in order to get your protection back, in order to clear your name or anything, they will reimburse you for any damages up to $1 million. I mean, do I need to go any further? I mean, $1 million, pre-existing conditions considered. I mean, that's better than healthcare right there. Like, seriously. I mean, let's call it what it is. That is insane. Who does that? I'm going to come back to the life insurance real quick because it's not for everyone, but there is ways that you can qualify for it. The financial lockbox, like I said, this is a place where you can keep all of your digital and offline records. So you can scan any offline records that you have and you can keep them in a secure place where they can't be hacked or damaged. Only you, it's like a black box. Only you have access to it. Only you can get into it and no one else can unless they physically have your phone or you give them the password. That's it. You determine a contact person who can access the documents in an emergency. So if it's a spouse, a child, parent, somebody like that, they can get into it, but nobody else can. Okay. And then net worth. Remember what I was talking about? How many people know their net worth? How many people think that it's only for people like Jay-Z or Beyonce? This is the culmination of all of our hard work, guys. If you think that a net worth is just for somebody you see on TV, you've got it all wrong. You have got it all wrong. We have got to start tracking our assets. Our assets can be, it can be anything that is putting more money in your pocket. Okay. It can be stocks. It can be bonds. It can be CDs. It can be savings accounts. It can be solar, for goodness sakes. And then minimizing your liabilities, minimizing what's taking money out of your pocket. And you can add this to your overall financial worth. So you can literally see a snapshot of everything you have to your name, and you can see if it's negative or positive. And guess what? If it is in the negative, it's okay. It's okay because we give you the tools and the resources and the knowledge to make it become a plus sign. How about that? Not only becoming debt free, but increasing your net worth to where it becomes positive. How cool would that be? You get to a point where you have $100,000 to your net worth. You are worth $100,000, maybe $200,000. How about $500,000? How about $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, $100 million? I mean, it doesn't sound so unfeasible now, right? I'm giving you all the roadmap, guys. Savings goals. We already talked about this in the last video, but this gives you the blueprint to creating those savings goals. They literally set a reminder. You can set a reminder that will pop up on payday. Hey, don't forget to put those $20 in. Hey, don't forget to put $100 in. You create a plan to save for your financial goals, whatever it is, no matter big or small. If it's a vacation, if it's saving up for a wardrobe, if it's, paying off your car, if it's saving up for a down payment for a car, if it's saving up for a down payment for a house, if it's saving up for a down payment for a boat, it's going to allow you to reach those financial goals. You can, and they have a couple of ideas here. Tuition, a vacation. How many people have a 529 for their kids? You can use this to help build up that 529, whatever you want to achieve. And then you could track it. You track it to build your progress. Progress stimulates confidence, stimulates conviction, and that's what gets you to the finish line. And then last but certainly not least, two that I've already talked about in depth as well, the will and trust. This will actually prepare for you and your family's future. It creates a will and trust and a health and financial power of attorney documents. All that you are required to do is notarize it. That's all. That's all. They send it to you in a thick black binder. Mine's over there. Thick black binder. You can scan it in, put it in the financial lockbox so you have it on your phone. And then you can take it anywhere you want. But you have it in a thick black binder that you can get notarized, and it has everything in it. And guess what? I was talking with someone not too long ago. They were asked to pay, they were being charged $5,000 for a will and trust. I don't even remember if it came with the health and financial power of attorney. $5,000. And every time they went back and got it changed or wanted to get it changed, it was going to be another couple $100 every single time. Guess what? This is included in the membership, and here's how much it costs to amend it. As long as you are an active member of this protection plan, it costs nothing to amend it. You can amend it as many times as you want for whatever. Misspelling, want to add your cat? I don't know. Maybe you don't want to because it's a liability. I'm just kidding. Anyway, moving on. So the YFL family member, that's what I was talking about at the beginning. You're able to empower your children to learn the financial skills early in life. How many of us wish desperately we had learned how to properly use a credit card when we were 10 instead of 20? How many wish we had started saving when we were 5 instead of 25? How many wish that, we had a credit score coming out of college or even coming out of high school instead of learning how to build one when we're 28? Would have made life a little bit easier, right? We can do that for our kids. It's at home, it's online, and it's included in this protection plan. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm, just giving away way too much value at this point, but it's insane. And then the last but not least, the insurance, life insurance. Life insurance is available to any 1099 paid UWE agent. So literally, here's the other side of the coin. Here's the catch, if you will. Okay. Here's the catch. If you want to help others do this too, you can. Again, it's going to be in the link in the comments. I'm not twisting any arms. I know what's here. I'm not persuading anybody. I'm not trying to convince anybody. But this right here is a no-brainer. And if you want to go out and you want to tell others about it, you can even waive the commissions. You don't have to make a dime off of this. You can get life insurance as a paid 1099 UWE agent. Okay. It goes all the way up to $100,000. There's different stipulations, different, scenarios and whatnot. But I mean, it's literally comped. It's literally comped. So that's my spill. I hope, I hope y'all are getting something out of this. Please let me know if you have. I want to share this one last thing with you real quick. These are some success stories. I don't want to play because I don't want to play these because I don't know if the sound will come through. But excuse me, Bianca Diaz, she's a real estate agent, one of the most boldest, bravest real estate agents I've ever come across. Have you ever met a real estate agent who had the gall, who had the nerve, who had the courage, not only just to admit that their credit score wasn't where it was, it is now, because she tells about it in the video, but to go on recorded video and admit that? I don't know of any. Actually, I do. Sorry. I do know of one. But I mean, yeah. And then you've got Alicia Davis, Chuck Matthews. The list goes on and on. I mean, here's one right here that I'll mention. Clarksville, Tennessee. Isn't that a beautiful home? Said, my husband and I wanted to purchase a home back in 2020. We were introduced to the program around that time and got started. Within our first 45 days, we both received over 100-point increases, 200 points on their credit scores in 45 days combined. The company was able to get most of our student loans removed, late payments updated to paid on time, and collections removed. We started looking for a home right away. Now, disclaimer, I don't know what's on your scores, so I can't make any promises. If you come across a credit restoration agent or a credit repair organization that can make promises like that, run. Don't even bother to close the door behind you. Run, because it is not only unethical, it is illegal. Under the FCRA, it is 100% illegal. But I can show you increases and success stories all day long. Andrea McCarthern is right here in Atlanta, or Union City, sorry. As a single mother of 3, I used to have to go to buy here, pay here, car lots and private landlords due to poor credit and bad financial management. The services and the protection plan helped me learn to budget, ring, 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 save money, ring, 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 eliminate debt, ring, ring, ring. I was able to improve my credit score from 479 to 804 with credit restoration. This allowed me to purchase my home, have my down payment ready, and also walk into the dealership and get the vehicle of her choice. I would be pretty thankful for this company if that happened to me too. And it did, in a way. Last but not least, from High Point, North Carolina, I mean, look at those numbers. Aren't those gorgeous? The tools and resources inside the UCES protection plan have been absolute amazing. Outside of the dispute letters, I used the budgeting and payoff tools, which helped my husband and I pay off $30,000 within a year and a half. Not only have my scores improved, but we've been able to refinance and improve our home's equity because of UCES. No doubt about it. Because of UCES, I've learned the importance of organizing, building, and protecting our financial life. I became a realtor because of UCES, simply because I enjoy sharing the results with my community, helping them see results and walking with them into home ownership. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Disclaimer. There you go. Does not guarantee the removal or deletion of any item reported on your credit profile and cannot guarantee a specific outcome for credit restoration. Results are contingent on many factors, including participation. We will work to provide you with the best results possible. But let me tell you, we will work. And we've been able to help a lot of people. So that is my time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to take up any more of yours. Please, please, please let me know what questions you have. Literally, it's just a matter of signing up, activating the services. I will get you the roadmap to success and better financial management, better financial literacy. Hope you all have a great evening, and I can't wait to show even more later on.